So, when we last left off, we, what's the ball button again? No. It's gonna take a while for me to, like, commit these controls to muscle memory. They're definitely very foreign to me. So, we got the speedy ball. There's actually not a lot of places that require just, that just acquiring the speedy ball unlocks. This is now a cooking channel. I would love to cook, to do cooking stuff. I don't really have a setup for it, but I enjoy cooking the few dishes that I do cook. So, there's especially not really much we can do with the speedy ball back in that area. So we're just gonna press on. I don't know why I keep trying to push the right trigger. I think it's because, in my mind, shoot in Scan Visor is doing what Scan Visor does, even though, like, it makes perfectly logical sense that it's tied to lock on, because you're locking onto the enemy as you're scanning it. Like, that makes perfect sense to me in the Wii controls, but here in the Switch controls is completely foreign concept to me. So I was actually told recently that the, even though you burst fire, it doesn't actually change how much time your charge beam takes to charge up. Which turret's shooting at me? No. The turret, please. Wait, I don't have double jump yet. So, I'm trying to think which way I want to take to get where I'm going. I think I want to go this way. Oh, it's not the switch for me. It's not like the A and B. That A and B has never been a problem for me. Because I memorize controls based on where the button is. And while it has taken some getting used to, that Nintendo has started to shift towards the bottom button being jump also. The fact that is makes it a lot easier to remember what jump button is in, like, every game. The problem for me is I'm just used to the Wii controls. And Metroid Prime, and Metroid in general, has always been like, Samus is like a giant Swiss Army knife of abilities, and that does make her kit a bit hard to control sometimes, or to get used to. This goes doubly if you're playing with the tank controls that the original uses. I know there's a large portion of the fan base that I interact with that hate the fact this has controls that make sense at all. Like, there's a lot of elitists about how, if you're playing on easy mode, if you're playing with the not the original controls, you're not playing with original tank controls, you're playing it like a shooter, and that's wrong. And to me, it's just like, it's not gonna be a different game because I play it with a camera look. Cause, like, it's an accessibility thing. Tank controls are simply not intuitive, I don't think, in several games. They're, like, Resident Evil, I think, looks really, really clunky because of it. So there are actually some items we can collect in the ruins. I'm just choosing to go this way because, well, there's another item that we can collect on the way here that will make our pickup in the ruins a bit easier. And also, we've never really gone this way. So Well, the thing for me is, I like being able to look around as I'm moving, because I want to be looking directly at where I want to go. And you can't do that in the base controls for Metroid Prime, because Metroid Prime, your camera left-right is left and right on the left stick. And there's no camera up-down, you have to hold a button for that. Which means you can't move and look up at the same time. Your right stick is beam swap, which is very convenient, but I think I would still prefer being able to, like, taking slightly worse beam swapping controls and be able to look where I want to. And, like, it's not like the twin sticks matters much for combat anyway, because this game is built with lock-on in mind, so you're going to be locking on to most things that you fight in the first place. And in that respect, having camera like this really doesn't matter. Anyway, the place we're looking for is right here. Whoop! I forgot there was beetles here. Oh my god, I can't wait to play the Prime 2 or 3 on this, because Boost Ball sucks in Prime 1. It's, like, way harder to gain momentum. As I think I'm currently demonstrating, there we go. There is one missile tank that I'm going to struggle for, and it's going to take, like, half an hour just to get one missile. Did I go? I went the wrong way. Fuck. Right? Wiggle camera or death. I kind of sometimes wish that Boost Ball was a 2-button prompt, so that if I accidentally hit the button, I can say, "No, wait!" And it would no wait, and then I could just not have to deal with the repercussions of accidentally holding down the boost too long. So the problem with me playing this once a week is I don't remember what I've scanned anymore. I know I've missed the missables, or I've gotten the missable scans, which I think means that cleanup is going to be doable. Though I'd like to try to attempt to do as little cleanup as possible, which is why I have a list of all the items. It's a slide, but I want to jump from crouching. Oof. Double jump! Someone I watched calls this the best Metroidvania power, and while I do agree it is certainly a good Metroidvania power, given that the 2D Metroid games have the jump forever ability, I wouldn't call it the best. I was going to take my watch off so I stop getting notifications. I need to mess with this watch at some point. It's got, like, the backing part is missing some glue. So that missile tank is the ball missile tank. At landing site. That's that out of the way. There's, I think, now 3 other missile tanks we can get. We're in the area, so I'll save at the ship, even though I've kind of made a habit of just making sure that I save only at a... Mistake and lose an hour. Yikes. Soldiers was kind of like that, but for one, Soldiers added checkpoints in an update, and for 2, Soldiers also is just really fun to play despite that. Granted, I was playing the easiest pre-balance patch thing in Soldiers, but Soldiers is still a phenomenally fun game. And definitely one that I want to play on stream at some point, to play as one of the classes that I haven't played, like either Archer or Mage. I believe I've been in this room before, yeah. But, we have not opened this door, and I figured let's get this while we're in the area. Soldiers used to only have save points. That was the pre-difficulty patch. It had, like, you could, like, die, and I wouldn't say you'd lose hours of progress. It wasn't that bad, but you would still lose a lot of progress, and you would die a lot. And it was a Souls-like, but it didn't have Estus flasks. There's a lot of, like, weird decisions that, like, Souls games had already solved. Like, in Souls games, when you die, you don't lose save progress. You just get put back a bit on your last checkpoint. So, like, you still made any progress that you've made, which means that if you unlocked a shortcut without saving, you could go back to the, you could just take the shortcut. And Soldiers has shortcuts, too. But it had other problems. I think the biggest issue is that it doesn't have Estus flasks, which means that your healing items are consumables, and then they're just gone forever. But you have a maximum capacity to them, so you can't just stock up on them forever. It's weird. Anyway, throughout our living nightmare, as we battle with this unyielding darkness... Oh, this is the woman scan, isn't it? We see a light. This light glows with promise, chasing the shadows cast by the great poison, and purifying that which has grown toxic. It is strange, though at times it looks to our eyes as if the light coalesces into the figure of a woman, burning brightly. The luminescence descends from space, then retreats back into the infinite blackness from whence it came. When this prophecy comes to pass, when the light recedes, the Chosen's long vigilance of containment will finally come to an end. It's us! We're the thing! Yikes. I think Mage I haven't played Mage pre-balance patch in Soldiers. I think Mage could be one-shot. But Mage also had homing attacks that sort of, Mage was the glass cannon of Soldiers. The containment of the great poison. This task has fallen to the Chozo, and we will not flee from our duty, even as we suffer with the land and its creatures. We will pour our will into the 12. The artifacts which form the lock that holds this great evil at bay, hey Kairu, in the depths of the planet. This lock must stand up to all who might come to assault it, to preserve the power from the seal, and to protect it from those who would meddle for their own designs. We will spread the artifacts across the land, hiding them from prying eyes. The lock must never open until the day comes when this disaster can finally be put right. Boxu! Nice. So, we've seen one of these in Magmore, which is like another reason to take the Chozo Ruins route back. I was kind of contemplating, all day, whether I wanted to take Chozo Ruins back to Phendrana, or whether I wanted to take the shortcut in Overworld. No worries, Kairu. This is the Artifact of Truth, the first of 12. Scan the totems here for clues and the locations of the remaining artifacts. We'll talk about that. I have a rant to go on. I mean, a mini rant to go on about the hints in this game. Together, the artifacts will open a path to the center of Impact Crater. So, it said scan the totems for hints. And there are hints for every artifact in the game, but as you may notice, not all of the lights lit up. Also, in the original version, the artifacts that you'd collected were a lot easier to tell the difference between the totems that were filled and the totems that weren't. Although, I think I just noticed a detail I somehow never noticed. It's these blue lights lit up on the ones that you've scanned. In the original version, these blue lights were probably also there, but maybe not as obvious. Or maybe I'm just blind. But more notably is that these lights would be a lot dimmer on the ones that you haven't. So, Chozo hints, they don't give all of them to you at once. Instead, they unlock as you play the game, but not as you go through new areas. No. That would be too good, too useful, too sensical. It would make too much sense. Instead, they unlock as you collect artifacts. which leads to suboptimal artifact collection order if you don't know where they all are. Which is why we will not be using the hints most likely. You don't need to scan them in this game. Prime 2 makes the wise decision of having them all scannable at once. Prime 3 technically does, but like Prime 3's key hunt is weird. Invaders have claimed Fendrana as their own, a towers to top their fortress, collapse it to reveal the chamber where the artifact of Elder is held. That's a... And the baffling thing is they give us this one early, and this is a late game one. You can't do this one to like, the end of the game, almost. Like, why did you give me this one now? There is a tower within the ruins where light always shines. Move through the waters there to find the artifact of Life Giver. Nuke the enemy from orbit to save time to be sure. A sun chamber high atop our sacred home, ruined home, became the nest of a great beast. And a source of corruption. Many chosen spirits have been drawn to this tainted place. Release their bond to the world and claim the artifact of Wild. Anyway, you don't have to scan these. I believe their logbook entry gets filled in automatically when you actually collect the artifact. The Heat of Magmor was a test for many warriors. A shrine in their honor holds the artifact of strength. I know where that is off the top of my head. In one of Talon's far corners, a grove of life lies. Reveal the pillar beneath the waves to find the artifact of Chozo. This one, I knew which room it was in, but I just couldn't remember where in the room it was. Until later. Hall Cave stands at Fendrana's edge. Seek the unseen entrance at its top to find the artifact of spirit. This is a bit of a misleading one. It says at its top, it's not at the top. It's near the top, but it's not at the top. This one I feel is a little bit unsatisfying when you find it. In the ruins of our home, we honor our fallen elders in a great hall. A chamber beneath the statue holds the artifact of the world. Anyway, there will be more of these. I'm probably not going to get all of them. Don't count on me getting all of them. I'll probably miss 1 or 2. Or 5. Also, I forgot when exactly, but the music of this area changes. Also, speaking of music, I did turn up the music a little bit. Because this game's, like, really quiet. I didn't, like, turn it up in Elgato, but, like, I turned it down a little bit when I started playing the game. And so I just set it back to its default volume. I'm assuming it's not too loud still, but you never know. I could be completely mistaken. There is actually a place we can go now, and we can nab a scan early. No, Magmora, the little fireworms. But also, yes, Smash Brothers technically makes them all part of the same universe anyway. Flying Pirate! Later known as Aero Troopers in later games. Pirates trained and equipped for airborne assault. These things are kind of annoying. He was nearly silent and nothing could be done about it because Hal is apparently... Oof. Although, I feel like even the games that have sound settings don't do a good job of balancing their default sound settings. Like, I think every Xenoblade game puts the music too high. Which I don't know what it should be. I should probably look up what it should be, but I don't know what it is. I'll try to mess with that when I play the DLC for 3. Flying pirates are extremely agile in the air, but the heat signatures of their jetpacks can be tracked with thermal imaging. While their missiles are extremely potent, their jetpacks can be even more so. If the pack fails, they will make a suicide strike. Hey, I got one! Yeah, those guys just sort of leave. This crate seems to be the same type of container found on the Space Pirate research frigate. The material seeping out of the ruptured metal is highly toxic. Analysis indicates this may be the phazon compound the Space Pirates were using in there for biological experiments. Excuse me. Forbidden Jello. But yeah. Water down. Grapple point up. And white door on the other side. We can't really do anything over. What the fuck? There's a dead guy over there? Okay. I mean, dying guy. He's dead now. God, I really hope Prime 4 gives us camera controls for Morph Ball finally. That would be so nice. Which is, again, for me, the thing isn't that I'm playing this like a shooter. It's that I'm playing Metroid Prime with the ability to control the camera. In any capacity. Camera on the shelf spinning. Oh no! That sounds awful. Alright. So there's a couple things we can now pick up in the ruins. Some of which may not be the optimal, like, time to... Because we have to come back here anyway later. But, like, it's on the way back. There's a couple things I need to collect this way anyway. Well, we might as well. Yeah, I think it's just, there's one item that the double jump unlocks, and there are two tied behind the Dimmadome. Also, this guy shows up here now. Oh man, Charge Beam wrecks them. It's here. You could also guess this with Space Boots, which is maybe preferable because... You know what? To heck with it, I'm using the Space Boots method. I cannot stand doing that. With Spider Ball, or with Boost Ball, rather. Alright. The other item is really near here. It bothers me so much that left stick rotates and that right stick pans when I feel like that's completely counterintuitive. You know what? I'm actually not gonna get the one in Gathering Hall, because I think it would be optimal to come back for it later. This game is just that you build up momentum a lot slower than you do in later games. I think most areas are doable for me, but that one and, like, especially one other, I have a lot of problems building up momentum. Anyway, we want to get in here for a missile tank. And with that, we can start heading to Megmore. This isn't, like, the most optimal way to collect this item, because we're going to have to be coming back to this room 2 more times. I mean, I could get it all at once, but I'd prefer to wait. I'd prefer to get, like, both things as I unlock them naturally. Yes, I know I walked into those. Don't care. Those things are annoying as all heck. I did collect that E-Tank. I forgot to check off the E-Tank in the main plaza. Oh god, I got stuck in geometry! Oh no! Alright. Seems like we'll be finishing up backtracking in no time. I think, so as far as the Chozo keys go, I think this game handles best the way you could, well, Prime 3 maybe would handle it best if Prime 3 let you do anything in the order that you wanted, but Prime 3 has to be special, so get some points knocked off. But this game's, like, really nice with its artifacts, and you can collect most of them just by paying attention to things that you could do. There's a couple jerkish ones, like the unseen one. You're probably not gonna see, because, you know, it's unseen. The unseen entrance. You know what? How many rooms do I have to go through? I don't think it's that many. Ow. We're just gonna hoof it. I'm not gonna save just yet. There's a couple rooms we can even skip now that we have the jump ability. Those things are always bigger than I remember. Alright, that's one artifact down. And we'll be collecting another one on our journey here. This room you can skip the morph ball section now once you have the double jump. Very nice. Very convenient. Door, you stay the crap open, I swear to God. What am I playing that where Y is the, or X? It would be... It's fucking Pizza Tower, isn't it? It's fucking Pizza Tower. Fun game. I don't like how it controls, especially not in Nintendo platforms. Alright. Don't worry, I'm very good at platforming. Whatever would make you suggest otherwise. I wonder if I can jump over there from here. I don't think I've ever tried. I might be able to, actually. Anyway, before we go on along our merry way, there's a thing up here that we can collect. Where you're going, Binary, don't waltz off a cliff. Before I activate this, we should scan it. This is a standard spinner device. The generator belts of the spinner can be activated by rapid rotational force. Use the power of the boost ability of the morph ball when inside the spinner to activate the device. It's like the bomb slot, but for boost. This one's temporary. Which is kind of unfortunate, because I mean, I guess there's not much reason for it not to be, but still. And here's columnar jointing. a surprisingly common phenomenon in video games. Chose our artifact acquired. This is actually not the only thing in this room, but we need to come back here when we can break Bendesium. Which we currently cannot. So, we're just gonna head back to Fendrana. Pop down a save. I should have jumped towards here. That would have been a smart decision. Yeah, I can skip that platform. Okay, cool. That would have saved me a lot of time had I done that earlier, but, oh well. All right. And half an hour in, we're already back where we started. I might get through more of this place than I thought I would. I thought I would finish the major boss of Fendrana today, and that would be like the last thing that I did, but much like with much like with Ruins, I'm going through this at a faster click than I thought I would.